is packing for a cruise so exciting? Well, the better question is how the heck am I going to pack for 4 cruises on 4 different cruise lines in 4 weeks with just a carry-on roller bag and a backpack? Well, that's simple. With these and these. Let me show you my strategy. All right, so first let's talk about these. These are laundry detergent sheets, and there are a whole bunch of them in here. And I bring these because obviously I cannot pack 4 weeks worth of clothes in a roller bag and a backpack. So laundry is essential. Now, doing laundry on a cruise ship is pretty expensive. So I bring these sheets. So then when my workout clothes, and I swear half of my bag is workout clothes, get dirty or smelly, I can just throw it in the sink with one of these sheets and let it air dry and have clean clothes. The other thing is on transition days, maybe we're going from one cruise ship to the other, if we have a big load of laundry, again, we bring the laundry sheets to the local laundromat, do a couple loads of laundry, and boom, we are set for the next cruise. So I personally think these are essential. Now, the other thing I held up are my packing cubes. Yes, I am a huge fan of packing cubes. I really do think they do 2 things. They do save on space, and they also keep everything highly organized. So I will put, bras, underwear, that kind of thing in one, and that way I can just take it out of my bag and actually put it right into that cruise ship drawer, and they're just always right there and ready for me. Now, to roll or not roll, that is the question. I roll my clothes as I'm packing them. Paul doesn't. So it really just is a personal preference. I think my clothes come out less wrinkled and I just pull them out and hang them up. But that's just a personal opinion. So I choose to roll. I think I can fit more, and I squish them down in the packing cubes. Now, there are all kinds of brands of these. Pick whichever one is your favorite. I did for a while use the packing cubes that have extra compression. I thought I was going to love them. I didn't love them. These I've had for like 10 years and I still use them and I still love them. Now, the next strategy I use, and I'm sure you've heard this before, is always wear your bulkiest shoes on the plane. So I have a little bit of a dilemma this time. And by the way, I'm sitting here awkwardly on my bed with all of my stuff around me because we actually are calling an Uber in 2 hours to start this amazing journey. Paul and I do travel full-time in our retirement. We do 1/3 of the year in our RV and our Airstream, which is where we are right now. And then about 1/3 of the year on cruise ships. And then the rest of the time, we travel the world, planes, trains, and automobiles. So if you're interested in retirement travel, I encourage you to please subscribe, hit that notification bell, and then you will be alerted every time one of our new videos come out. And let's get back to shoes. I have a little dilemma because these are my bulkiest shoes, these cute little boots that Paul bought for me, but we have a long travel day, and usually these for a whole entire day get a little bit uncomfortable. So I think today I'm actually going to pack these in the bag. That'll be a challenge. But when I don't wear these, what I do is I pack other little things in them. So like my belts, for example, I will put in the boots. And I will wear my second bulkiest pair of shoes on the plane, which are, of course, my running shoes. I can't go anywhere without my running shoes. Okay, so let's talk about what I do bring. Like I said, about half of my bag is gym clothes, and that's only a slight exaggeration. I will typically bring 3 pairs of running shorts, 3 jog bras, and 4 running workout tank tops. We spend a lot of time in the gym and working out. We actually use cruises to get healthy, and I talk about that in a lot of other videos. Now, of course, one of the keys is you just don't want to overpack, so things have to have multi-purposes. Great example are stretchy workout yoga pants. Boy, are those multifunctional. If it's cooler on the ship or where we are, I will use them to work out. If it's not, I will use them to go to dinner that night. Let me tell you, a pair of black stretch pants and a nice top, that goes a long, long way, especially if you have these cute little boots. So That's sort of the fundamentals. Everything else is sort of done in layers. So I usually do bring one pair of jeans and a few t-shirts. I mean, 3 t-shirts and 3 tank tops. Again, this is dependent on the fact that we are going to mostly warmer weather. I also will bring 3 long sleeve shirts because sometimes the inside of cruise ships can be cold. A couple of them are buttoned down, one of them isn't. That can also duplicate as a sun shirt when we go out in port. Now, for evening wear, it probably won't surprise you. I'm not exactly really the dress-up type, but I do bring 2 sundresses and 4 nicer shirts that I can wear to dinner. I will also bring a little cardigan to go over it because, again, it does tend to get cold in the restaurants on the cruise ships. And of course, a cruise would not be a cruise without a red bikini. So I bring 2 swimsuits when I go on cruises, and that is because one is usually wet. So I need to have one be dry when the other one is wet and vice versa. So I change out those bikinis, and I also will bring 1 swimsuit cover up. And of course, let's not forget underwear, shall we? Although I did do that one time, one trip, and we had to run out to the store and buy a pack of whatever underwear I could find. But anyway, I will bring 8 pairs of underwear. I will make sure they're the kind that dry very, very quickly because, again, if I'm going to wash them in the sink or wherever, they'll be dry the next day. And along with the underwear, of course, socks. I will bring a mix of about 4 workout socks. That is the one thing that when I wash them, they take a long time to dry, but I cannot live without them. And then I will also bring about 3 pairs of white socks to go with my other shoes. So that is basically it for what I bring for clothing. Now let's get to toiletries and then also my backpack, which is where I do electronics and other kind of random things. All right, toiletries. Now I love this bag. Everything goes in it. I will say it is a little bit heavy and a little bit big, so I go back and forth. There are a lot of times I don't bring it and then I always regret it. So I am bringing it. This has pretty much everything you would need for toiletries. Let's talk about travel size stuff. I do carry a little packet of travel size, let's see, shampoo. Oh, 2 kinds of shampoo and conditioner and also sunscreen. Now, important to note, especially because we're going for so long, the bigger things we will buy from the city that we're cruising out of, things like sunscreen. Sometimes I will do lotion there because you can't fly with it in the big quantities, and we go through quite a bit of that type of thing. But I do always have a little travel size with me just in case we can't find it. See, here's my little packet of my laundry stuff I already talked to you about earlier. I do also have fabric softener in here as well, and a comb. Okay, I don't use a big bulky brush, but you know, I don't have a whole lot of hair to brush through, so I can get away with a comb, but it works great. And then, of course, toothbrush, toothpaste, and I'm a little maniacal about flossing, so I bring 2 things of dental floss and my makeup. Now, this is also kind of a good little thing. I don't wear a ton of makeup, but these are solid makeup, so it's like contour and highlighting and blush, and they got all that kind of stuff. So I bring that, and because they're solid, they don't have to go in a separate little bag. I love that. I also do have a little laundry stick. Paul likes to spill coffee on his shirts in the morning, so I am bringing this for the next one. And then, you know, hair accessories. These fold up to almost nothing, so I bring those, and that is kind of all I put in my little toiletry bag. Obviously, what you bring is going to be dependent on the types of things you like. Now, let's get to the backpack. All right, so in my backpack, and I do love this Osprey backpack. Absolutely love it. This is where I carry a lot of my essentials. Number 1, I don't take medications, but if you do, that's a good place to carry them on. That way you will have it with you all the time. But I do always bring my AG1 with me. Thank goodness they came out with these travel packs because they don't need to be refrigerated. But for those of you who travel and go on airplanes a lot, you know how that can mess with your gut. And this just is awesome. Okay. Also, an essential is this new little charging block that I have, and I got this tip from the Retirement Travelers channel. Thank you so much for this tip. It is amazing. It is not a surge protector, so it should be able to get on any cruise ship or airplane, and it has 4 ports where I can charge everything, even my computer. So this really has replaced a ton of stuff, but it is important to bring enough cables to charge everything I have. So I have this bag just super organized with all of my various charging things for my watch and my phone and everything else I might need. So this is super organized and very, very flat, and it goes in my backpack. And then what I also do is bring a smaller version of these packing cubes, and I usually put at least 1 or maybe 2 days of clothes in it. So if for some reason I get separated from my other bag, I'll always have stuff. This tends to be the stuff that if we're staying in a hotel overnight, you know, a pair of jammies. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention jammies. I do bring jammies when I go on a cruise. So I pack them in my other bag, but I do usually put 1 set in here as well. And just, of course, couple pairs of underwear, pair of socks, keep that separate. Also a light sweatshirt that I usually travel with. Planes can be cold as well. I do get cold, you can tell, can't you? So I have a little sweatshirt in that as well. And then all of my electronics, I have more electronics than you probably do because I've got camera equipment, but there's plenty of room for all of that. The last thing I always make sure we bring is our little speaker. Now, there's a little bit of controversy right now on cruise ships. Can you bring these or not? I think they're banning, not even all cruise ships, but some of them, some cruise lines are banning the bigger boombox types of things. Don't expect a problem with this, but I will certainly let you know if they tell me I can't bring this on. But I like this little speaker, always love having my music. And that is it. Now you know the essentials that I am bringing with me to go on 4 cruise ships in 4 weeks on 4 different cruise lines. So get out there and book yourself a cruise so you can pack your own bags. Thank you so much for joining me on The Freedom Strategy, where we are unlocking retirement by exploring the world. I'll see you next time.